Hey there! Every month, Annie has a call with our Path 365 members and answers their questions. She tackles a wide range of topics from what to do with big emotions, what kinds of tips and advice she has for addressing difficult situations, how to deal with cravings, and so much more. Listen in as she does some real life coaching for our Path members. A topic that came up in one of our calls was, I've been to treatment in the past, came home, stayed busy, and then my triggers resurfaced and I began secretly drinking. My family found out and turned on me. My family members still haven't let me back into their lives. What advice would you give?
What I would say from like a place that is very much understanding how painful that these sorts of things can be. How are you in terms of forgiving yourself and moving on and not rejecting yourself? One of the most important things about reconciliation, in my opinion, is to take as much time and do as much sort of internal work as you need so that you are 100% congruent with having forgiven yourself. When you say like, I was worried about, like, it was raw and I didn't want to hear anything negative. I think the place where reconciliation really happens, where you inside you have reached a point of peace, where you are willing to hear, because that is what is going to heal, right? Like it's a very, when something has been, broken or has been hard, of course, there's such a desire for, them to forgive you, them to move on, them not to reject you. And letting go of like the need for that to happen in order for you to be okay, I think is really important, and knowing you're going to be okay either way. And from that place of sort of wholeness, then being able to sit down, and it takes, I would not recommend it anytime really soon. I would say, take your time with this, but be able to sit down and say, I actually, I understand if you don't forgive me, but I want to apologize. And I'd love to, if you want to tell me how. I think that gift, which is, that's what I'm saying. It might not be now. It's quite a few like levels in the future. But what I guess I'm trying to say is, I just don't think there's shortcuts to that kind of healing. And I don't think there can be that kind of healing where there's any sense of, I need you to say or do something in a certain way so that I don't get triggered or hurt, or I don't start drinking again. And so it just might be a lot of patience, to the point where you are willing to sit down and be like, okay, I want to understand. I feel really confident. I may drink again. I may not. I can never promise you that, because it's just something I would feel out of integrity promising you. I love you more than anything. I've wanted desperately for us to just be able to go back the way it was. I understand that won't be possible because of what I did. So I just want to apologize. And I know it affected you in ways I can't even imagine. And if it would help you, I'd love for you, like, if you want to tell me how it affected you, I would want to be here to hear that. And then not be defensive. And I think that's where healing, like, it sounds like that is a possibility for you. A lot of times when I have this conversation with people, because they've tried so hard to get the forgiveness early days because it's going to make them feel better, like that will help me in my sobriety, that will help me in my journey. And so we really try to like white knuckle and get like, yes, I'm gonna do the things. And then the relationships just end up, in some cases, to where there's not even a point of communication. There's not even it sounds like for you still, were you to be able to reach that place from a heartfelt level, your kids would still sit and have a coffee with you and hear you out. It doesn't sound like a cutoff in the sense of like, they won't even talk to you. And I think that's really a big blessing. But I'd also say, just heal yourself first so that you can do that very clearly and very open-heartedly. And because when we need something from somebody, if you can change your expectation from I need them to forgive me to I want them to forgive me, and you're going to be okay either way, it's a big world of difference. When we come in needing forgiveness or needing reconciliation, people feel that and they're like, this isn't for me, this is for you. it's such a gift for them. I even said in the chat, if my parents could ever try a conversation like that with me, it would mean the world. Most parents, like, they just, and I think that sort of open-heartedness, like, it's going to be probably one of the harder things you've ever done. And it probably would be almost like, that's how you find not just to go back the way it was, but to go back to a new level of closeness, right?
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you're ready to see how This Naked Mind can help you on your personal health and wellness journey and want to learn more, go to thisnakedmindpodcast.com to learn what your next best step is. Again, that's thisnakedmindpodcast.com. We have all of our free resources, programs, social links, and more available for you there. Plus, if you have your own naked life story to share, you can submit it there as well. Until next week, stay curious.